Hey, it's Age here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for 4 commodities and see what has happened in the previous week and what our expectations are for the next week ahead. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott wave theory and provide multiple scenarios the price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here on gold, we've had one invalidation of higher time frame structures. So let's start with that. This was not the main idea. But again, this was one of the options that we had. Overall, what we had on this one was the idea that we were on this larger, let's go to daily, maybe see this whole structure as A, B, and C. And then here we would be looking for a 5-way structure. So in this scenario, we would have this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this on the last fifth, we would be looking this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. However, that is no longer a possibility, at least in the sense of impulse wave. Of course, the diagonal here would be a possibility, but at the moment, if we are looking at RSI, I just don't think that is going to be the case. So I'm going to be leaving this on the back for now. So what our expectations overall is one of these. One of them is saying that we have an ABC into W, 3 ways into X. Again, I don't really like this because we did not tag the 382 here for the X wave, and then again A, B, and C here. Currently, for that count, we would be right around the golden pocket with major divergences happening beyond the RSI compared to the price. So definitely looking that we are in need of some kind of pullback at least. Then we had this idea in which we had this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 completed. We did have that divergence here on between the thirds and fifths, so that would make sense. However, what I don't like about this is, again, the extension here on the third is very small, is right around the 1.236, which is definitely not typical for this kind of correction. Now overall, we did not even take out the previous lows here, so this count is a bit sus overall. So if indeed this is going to be a 5-wave move that is completed here, I would expect this whole structure not to be completed, to be honest, because we did not take out the previous lows. It is not normal not to take these lows out. So here I would be expecting this 5-way structure to be an A of something, then 3-way structure for B, and then again 5-way structures to create a larger ABC here for that wave Y to take out these previous lows. That would be the overall expectation here. But let's take a look at the closer timeframes to check out what we actually had on the previous week. So this one. Now I wanted to mention that I am tracking the futures market as well here. So it's a bit weird how much these differentiate each other, because the first or the start here was 1-to-1 extensions on both markets, but on futures after this pump here we had and are still majorly higher than on this CFDs on gold. So I'm not quite sure which one of these I should be tracking, to be honest. There is a big difference here, because on the futures markets we do get right around the 1.618. On the CFDs we don't. We're not even close. So to me, I would almost want to be changing to the futures market here, that I'm tracking on other assets as well. So on that, we could be accepting this as the third wave of this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or this would be a 3, 4, like so. But let's get rid of that for now and just imagine that this indeed is the wave 3 here. If we are measuring on the CFD market here, these would be our expectations here for the wave 5. The major target would be the 1-to-1 extension, as we did not have any extension on the 1, 2, and 3, waves 1 or 3, so we are expecting an extension here on 5th. Whether the wave 4 starts from here or here, some kind of running flat, I'm not quite sure of that yet. We do have some kind of divergence happening here, So it is possible that we have this as a 5-way move here, and then a pullback of some sorts here, and again another 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to create us a 3rd, 4th, and 5th, getting back us a bit higher here. But yeah, around these 1872 would be the target for this one. And after that point again, if this happens, then we would be looking for pullback for wave 2, and then again way higher. But that is gold expectations for the next week. Let's take a look at the next asset, which would be silver. On silver, I don't think we had any higher time frame invalidation, so let's get right into these local structures here. Last time we were talking about this possibility of having 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So yeah, it definitely looks like it played out. We did take this long, and I exited around here because this price action here was very weird. Let's see, I'm going to show you here. So this structure here definitely don't feel like 5-way move. That's why I got really nervous. And probably I should just be zooming out and just ignore this. If I don't see it here, I shouldn't be just going into too much detail and look it up there. So yeah, this is still my main at the moment. We could be looking for that wave 4. The previous wave 4 is all this structure here, all the way down to 19.5. At the moment, again, we are around 20.7, so very big correction could be coming as well. And then even that wouldn't change this count too much. At the moment, this to me looks like a 535 into an A wave, 3-way pullback. Okay, yeah, this is definitely extended, this C wave here, but at the moment I can't really get anything else going in here, other than of course saying that okay, this could be a 3rd wave already off the 5th. So this is the second possibility where we have already completed wave 4 here. But comparing that to the previous wave structures, this size versus this size, is that comparable? Kinda, yeah. But how much did we retrace? Right at the 23.6. So it is possible, however, it is kind of small. That's why I was expecting a bit larger structure here. If this is indeed going straight to the moon here, and this indeed was the wave 4 here, let's take a look at the targets. So we see that wave 3 here is definitely extended. We go well past 2.618 here, so we don't need to be expecting an extension on the 5th. So our expectations would be measured something like this, and there we go, and these would be the targets. We are almost around the 1-to-1 extension of the wave 1 to wave 5 here. For that we would be around $21. 1.618 would be around $21.6. But yeah, as I mentioned on the lower time frame, this definitely can be a wave 1, 2, and looking for 3, 4, and 5. We do have that divergence here, so it is possible that we have this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and lower degree. So this would be the 3rd of higher time frame, 1, 2, 3, and then we would be doing something like this and 5. This would get us to the 1-to-1 extension. Now the other scenario again would be that this is indeed a B wave where we have very extended wave C. I wouldn't like us to get any higher than this though, just because the extension here is getting really extreme. For this scenario we would be looking for 5 ways down here. If we are coming back here in 5-way impulse, or a possible one, we could be taking a short possibility here to look for that 5-way structure here to create this ABC and to create this wave 4, and then we would be pumping up higher. And then of course we would need to adjust these targets a bit. But that is silver. Let's move on to natural gas, in which we had let's take a look, a few different ideas on higher time frame. At the moment again, this structure go back to this structure over here. We were thinking that we had a primary fifth ending here and looking for some kind of pullback here. Overall, I was labeling this as an A, B, and C, looking for 5 ways down. If we are going to be taking out these current highs, then this is definitely not the wave B end. It is possible that we are going to be creating a 3, 3, and 3 structure here, creating some kind of WXY. 1.618 extension, or sorry, retracement of this A wave here around $12.3 is going to be the max we can see B wave going before invalidating this whole idea. The idea behind here is that we could be creating an expanded flat here instead of this flat pattern that we currently have. But again, that is just a backup plan if we are going to indeed taking out these current highs around $9.4. Now for the local structure, the overall idea here is that we have created a 5-way move. However, I don't really like this because, again, we had this very low RSI reading here. I don't really kind of see why it is so low here, and we don't really get too good looking of a divergence here on the 3rd and 5th. So that's why I'm a bit quite suspect this whole count. That's why I was looking into the possibility if we are breaking this. Let's see, how much do we have this as? 20.64, 20.99. So at least on 30-minute we do have that divergence between the 3rd of 3rd and the end of 5th. But yeah, still don't really like this too much. Overall, we are getting highest RSI here as well on the very peaks. So that would generally mean that we have a 3-way move up to the top. Whether it is something like this or something like this, I'm not quite sure. The extensions definitely don't feel like fitting here on this count as an ABC. And we did retrace around 78% of this first leg here. So again, it is very weak. And also the issue is that as we are expecting this to be end of wave 2, we would be wanting to see a impulse wave structure of these lows. So if we are just looking at this very sideways nonsense, again, this looks more like a structure like this. So this would be the wave 1, and this whole structure would be a wave 2. So 1, 2. It is very large, this wave 2. And again, this next structure over here does not really feel too impulsive. So I have my doubts about this count. I would be careful on natural gas again, and still definitely not the one that I'm going to be trading unless I can see proper 5-way structures in here. But that is natural gas and the expectations. The last one, but not least, is going to be the US oil. On this one again, generally we were looking at this possibility of having this as a wave 4. We did take out the previous lows that we had, whether you are starting them from here or here, does not really matter overall. And yeah, that was the expectation. Overall, what we have here on lower time frame was a combination correction. That was my expectation here, in which this was an A wave, B wave, and C wave, 3-way structure, and then ABC here. And then again was looking for that 3rd wave structure coming down. The better looking structure overall for this would be this, I guess. But again, it is a WXYXZ. So this is the only one that actually ends down here. And then we could be looking for higher prices. This would fit the idea that we have on a very local structure, but let's take a look at the diagonal first here, as that is the better looking compared to this ABC here. In this one, we would have this as an A, 3-way structure into B, A, and then 3-way structure into B, like so, and then again looking for that C wave to end it. And this is the main. Let me actually type the main here so we don't get them mixed up. Why is it main? Well, it looks the best. WXYXZ is very rare in itself, and that's why I don't really expect this to be the case. ABC here, although it is possible, it doesn't look good. A, and then we have this very weird looking WXY. I can't even call it a, well, I guess we could call it a running flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess we could call it a running flat here as well on the B. But again, it is wonky looking. If we are just looking at the overall structure, you see that. So yeah, that's why I'm preferring the diagonal here. But again, let's take a look at what we have here. So overall, our expectations here is a C wave on both the ABC and the diagonal. We can't really go below this current B wave. The whole invalidation of this idea is around 81.91, as that would be the 1.618 retracement of this A wave here for the B wave. Currently, we are getting some kind of retracement here for this possible wave 2, in which we have this as a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 into minute's wave 1. I looked into the structure a bit, and it is very choppy again. Not really too miracle, or not too uncommon for oil to do that. ABC into W, 3 ways into X, and then looking for 1-to-1 extension of this ABC. WXY here, wrong color here. Around 90.84. That would get us around the 0.5 retracement of this first leg as well. So that would be pretty okay. At these points, only at these points, I would be looking for long setups for this whole structure. Is not the prettiest either, but could be the case though. This is the only one that I'm going to be playing the next week. If this is not going to be turning out the way I want, then I'm not going to be taking trades. Again, if the targets are not going to be hit, I'm not going to be firming into trades. I'm playing the Elliott wave game here, game of probabilities, and yeah, if the targets here are not reached, I'm not going to be taking any longs. But yeah, that is pretty much everything I wanted to cover on all of these 4 assets and my expectations for the next week. If you made it this far in the video, I would appreciate the likes, and link to my free Discord server in the description below. For now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next video, bye bye.